Hi, thank you for joining. Hi, Abigail. How are you? Thank you for joining. How are you doing? I'm good myself. Thank you all for joining. Say hello in the chats. Mko vipi? How are you doing? Please say hi. Where are you joining from? And how are you doing this February? It's a great month. Yeah, so please feel free to say hello on the chat. Let us know how you're doing and where you're joining us from. But it's a great morning from my end. It's actually 11:36 a.m. So it's a good morning. It's a good morning, and yeah, I'm happy to go live and to see all of you. Violet, hi, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Kindly say hello. And just tell us how you are doing. It's good to have all of you here today, this particular time. Yeah, so just just maybe I can start by saying that it's a great morning from my end, live in Kenya, and yeah, I'm just happy to go live and to see all of you join and to say that it's a great month, and especially a great season. Of course, we all look forward. Maybe not all, but most of us look forward to February 14th. So basically, this is the month of love. And I'm just wondering why it had to be February, but it's okay. So, what do you understand by love from your end, and what is love to you, and do you feel loved? So, just to catch up and to share one or two, and also to hear from you your thoughts. Yeah. Mm. All right. So, Violet, thank you. I'm good. And how are you? Do you feel loved? But what is love to you? Maybe you can tell us, as well as Abigail, maybe your understanding of love, because people understand love in a different way, but there are different types of love, by the way. So it depends on the relationship, and apart from the relationship, I feel it also depends on an individual, because someone will say, I feel loved because this and this is done to them, and the other person will also feel the same, but in a different way. Yeah, so we can all share, how do we feel loved, and whether do we even feel loved, and do we love people? And what makes us say that, anyway, I feel loved, or I feel loved, or someone felt that I love them? Yeah, let's engage. Let's keep the chat active. I know all of us, if not maybe most of us, let me not say all, have experienced love or have been loved at some point. But I can say all, because some people have never felt love, by the way. Interestingly, is it true? Let me know on the comments. Is it true that we've all of us have felt love, or some haven't at some point? And what really makes you feel loved? You can just type as you say hi, and also like the live and subscribe to the channel if you haven't before. I'd really appreciate if you don't mind, and if you find the live help, and also If you pass by my channel, it's Quinta's Daily Inspiration. It's about Christian content, biblical content, and the likes. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, do well to like the live if you don't mind. Do well to subscribe. Do well to share, and do well to also comment. But there's a lot going on in the channel. I'm sure there's always something for everyone. If not every day, but there's always something for everyone. So you can go watch a video. Uh, if not a video, maybe a short one, or a post or a live stream recorded long ago, just like this one. And definitely there'll be something for you. Yeah, I'm trying to do something briefly. Yeah, so for me, I would say that love is good, is a beautiful thing. Those who say that, I don't know where they got it from, but in real sense, love is a great thing, and I would say right from the beginning, because we God just made us, or He created us out of love. I don't think if there was anything that we had maybe done to Him, or we didn't even send Him a request or our preference or what we wanted, but He did it out of love. So I would say love begins from all the way from the beginning. It began with God, who is the Alpha and the Omega. And the fact that God loved us, of course, we know that, if not all of us, most of us know that the love that has overcome, or that conquers all the love we know, is the love of Christ, the love of God that He showed to us through Christ. And the agape love, of course. That one is the greatest of them all. And I would also say that it began long time ago, and it will still be. So it's the love, that love begins with God and ends with God. So I'd just say that if you've not felt loved, or if you've not experienced the love of God, I don't think if it's easy for you to love. It's very hard unless you have felt that love, you have experienced it firsthand, then you are able to show it to others. So that is agape. Then there's also love between, like, family, like relationship between family members. And then there is also love between friends. And there is also love between the married. So there are so many. Yeah, but for this particular life, I would say that you can't focus on one and ignore the other and say, I really love my friends. My love for my friendship, the way I treasure them, is everything to me, which is okay. But if you are doing so well in one and you neglect the other, then somehow we are failing. And another example is, maybe if you are so, of course, the love that truly satisfies, the love of God. And for example, if you are a family person, if you have a spouse, husband or wife, for instance, let's say, and you are so you are so focused in the things of God as it should be, and then you neglect the love for your family, then you are definitely failing. And the example is, we see even people who are in church, even pastors, they are human beings, but we also see cases of divorce because, and sometimes if you try to follow the reasons, you just hear someone says, oh, I didn't feel loved, or I felt neglected, or I wasn't given attention. But if you follow maybe the story about the person or the couple or the spouses, they were so much committed to the things of God, ministry, fellowship, service, and everything. So you can't say that, oh, for me, the love of God is enough for me. Of course it is. Agape love is conquers all the other kind of love. But you can't tell me that you are maybe a family person, for instance, and then you love God so much, you're also always committed to His things, His word, and then you neglect your family, then you are failing. Another example is maybe you can say that, the way I love my friends. Yeah, I don't joke with my friends, for example, which is very okay. But then if you focus so much on them until you neglect the greatest love, which is the love of Christ, you're also failing. So they go hand in hand. I think that is what I can say, because you can't say that I'm going to love my family so dearly, which you should, or I'm going to love my friends so dearly, which you should, and then you neglect the love of Christ. So it should be a holistic kind of love. That's the word I would say. That it should be a holistic kind of love, that if you are doing well in your relationship or your love for God, let it cut across in your relationship and your love for your friends or your people around you or your family. Yeah, because human beings are also relational. That's why we relate with God. As we relate with God, we also relate with fellow human beings. You can't say that, for me, the love of God is enough, which is true. We can't even dispute that. It is enough in that it doesn't fail you or disappoint you at some point, and it's also true because it's the only kind of love that truly satisfies. Your friends may betray you sometimes, your family may disappoint you sometimes, they may hurt you in the same way you may do to them. But the point is, as much as we love our God, which is the core, which is the most fundamental one, we are also relational human beings. So you can say, I love God so much, so I'm just going to, lock myself in my room and just be reading His word and just living my life alone. That is why we are relational human beings. So you can't, if you thrive in the main one, the love of God, the love of Christ, then definitely it will be so much that it will always overflow, or you can always extend it to others, to relate with others in a good way and show them love, your friends, your family, the people you meet daily, your colleagues, and the random people you don't even know. Am I even making sense? Yeah, I think I would say that. And just to say thank you if you are joining just right now, please say hi and tell us of love, by the way. And even as excited and are anticipating for 14th of February. So what are you looking forward to do or to be done for that will make you define this as love? It will be so great to know. Please just type maybe on the chat if you can. I'll be so glad also to know, because at times we are also confused. Yeah, you say I, because if we are also don't know what you want, someone may show you that love or an expression of love on a different way or on how they understand them best, and then you feel disappointed because maybe they don't understand what you want or what you describe as love, or it's you who don't know what you want. Yeah, so you can say maybe on the comment section. We can learn this together. Yeah. What is your definition of love, and do you feel loved? And what are you expecting on 14th of February? Because that is the how do I say it? It's the main day. It's the real date. What are you expecting on that day, and what is your definition of love? And is it just your own definition, or what is the standard? Like for you, if you are loved, what is the standard? Yes. Techno, is this Techno Jason? How are you? Thank you for joining and for saying hello. How are you doing this month, the month of love? Do you feel loved? What are you expecting? Are you, by the way, are you single or married or dating? And is 14th of February only for those who are in a relationship, or is it for everyone when it in regards to love? And what is love for you? What does it mean? Do you feel loved? Do people around you feel loved by you? And it's good to know you are okay. I'm also fine, really, really fine, and thankful to God for the new day. And yeah, thank you. If you do well to subscribe, I really appreciate it. It goes a long way. Thank you so much. Asante. Yeah. So what is love to you people? Watu wachangamke. You should type. Everyone have a different definition or description of love, depending on who they are, and maybe they'd say their personality. Of course, the love of God is the standard for us, but every human being feel loved in a different way. Some will just feel like maybe you just treat them right, or you just serve them, or you take care of them, or maybe you're always present when they need you. That person will feel loved. Some will always expect roses or gifts, and that's okay, it's their definition. Some will just value that time. You just being there when you are needed and giving their attention needed. So it depends on a person, especially for the Valentine love is born on 14th of February. I would be so glad to know, how does someone feel like I'm loved in their own language and in their own at their own level. Because for me, if I would say, for example, personally, I would feel loved if I'm just given the attention that I need. You know, just be there for me, just be kind to me, just be nice. Yeah, just be nice to me and just be me. That's all. That's enough. How about Techno Jason? How about Abigail? How about all of us who are here? Please type what makes you feel loved. And thank you so much, Techno Jason. Your name is a bit difficult, but thank you for those kind words. I appreciate. They keep me going. Asante sana. Yeah, so I wanted to maybe share something about those. You see, the three types of love, and I was reading a very nice book sometime not long ago, but a few days back, and I was just discovering many things, and I just want to start. Just allow me to read the very first thing that caught my attention. Yeah, and at times you feel that, let me just read it, that God loves you personally, powerfully, passionately. Others have promised and failed, but God has promised and succeeded. He loves you with an unfailing love, and his love, if you will let it, can fill you and leave you with a love worth giving. I think this was quite deep for me when I was going through that chapter of the book. And I mean, the expression was just that, as I'd shared earlier about, those types of love that we know, like the agape, the I'll share them later. And but we can also share those types of love and their correct names, definitions as well. But this one, the author was saying that, when God has loved you, his love is so powerful, passionate, and failing, and it's just too much. When you have he's loved you and you've received his love, like you'll always have an overflow. It's too much, so that you'll also give it to others, and you still don't feel empty, or you still don't feel like like you are drained. Yeah, I wanted to say that it always begins with the love of God. And at times, we will try to love others, or we try to be loved, and there's always you'll feel that kind of emptiness or hollowness if you've not really experienced the true love and the true source of love, the one that is there, who was there at the beginning and is still there at the end, the beginning and the end, the one who, the author of love. So when you feel the love of God, when you've received it, when it's in you, it will definitely overflow and you will not feel drained. But when, like I had said earlier, when you are seeking for love of friends, love of family members, which is good, which is needed, and it's also a good thing because we are relational human beings. We need to relate with one another in a good way and show them love. But there is always that emptiness if you don't have the love of God. I don't know if I'm making sense. I think this really, it really helped me a few days ago. And okay, I was asking myself, really, do I have this? Have I experienced this love? And if I have, why should I feel like I'm not satisfied or I'm not really fulfilled? Yes, and thank you again, Techno, for saying your country. It's good to know. I'm a Kenyan. I'm live from Kenya, right in Kenya, live and direct. And he says, God is good, God is great, God is the creator of your family and the creator of the world. God is the creator of you. Yeah. You're right. I agree with you. And thank you for the compliment. Yeah, so as we look forward, I personally look forward to February 14th, by the way. I don't know why, but or is it that I'm just flowing with the crowd? But I look forward to it. It's a special day. And as I look forward to it, I know, deep down, I know that the only love that can satisfy me, number one, is that love of God. Then now the rest can follow. The love of a spouse, the love of friends and our family. I hope this makes sense. But we'll see as we move on. And feel free to just share if how do you feel loved, or how do you define love in your own terms or in your own conditions? How do you describe love? It would be so nice to know, because the world we live in right now is sometimes it gets crazy, because some it's crazy, especially the era of social media. You find that the Valentine's Day is fast approaching, and you see how people have been bought for those great gifts. It could be a car, it could be roses or bouquet of, dollars or cash. And you start to wonder, what's happening to me? Why am I not even receiving these things? And it's true that you are in a very committed and serious relationship. It could be, or you're married, or you are dating or courting, name it, or somehow you just get discouraged and downcasted because you look around and everyone has people are showcasing what they received. So is that the definition of love for you? So that if you don't receive anything on 14th, you'll feel so disappointed. Anyway, I don't know, but may God help us to spread love just beyond the date, and also to know that as we receive the love from our loved ones, which is very, very important. We can't ignore it, because you can't tell me that you love God and then you don't love your neighbor or your friend or your family. That would be a lie, a very big one. At that. Yeah, but I also want to just to the types of love. Maybe someone can type for us on the chats, please. Types of love in the Bible, or basically the definition that we know, the ones that almost all of us, not all of us know. Agape is when people think about like the biblical love, the one that conquers them all, and we all know it was just fulfilled through Christ dying on the cross, and it all began there. So if he loved us, he gave out his only begotten son for our sake, then that love is quite deep. But apart from that one, there is also many of them. There's one called philia. These things were we studied them long time ago, but they are factual, and I just love the fact that we can still come back to them and realize that yeah, it has sense. It is something that is factual. It's not a myth. The philia or phileo, this one is, both of these words are rooted in Greek. So philos is a Greek word just to represent friendly kind of love. Yes, like brotherly love and affection. Yeah, that is that one between family, basically family or even friends. And I'm also thinking about this kind of love that did Jesus love Lazarus that much that he shed tears when he had died? I think it's this kind of love. And it's also the love that Paul often expressed. He did it many times towards Christians in his letters, and even his love for Timothy. Yeah. There's so many other references talking about loving, like the love for friends or even family, and especially Proverbs, that the friendship, good friendship, sincere friendships, and they are more treasured even than the ones that you have between family. And there is also love for family and siblings, relationship between parents. Definitely, it's the filial one. Yes, yeah. Thank you, Techno. Thank you for your encouragement. Before you go, maybe you can tell us the the kind of love that you have experienced. If you haven't, uh, it's also okay. But I know you have. Yes. But thank you so much for joining, and bye. Please join again next time. I really appreciate. Yeah, and if you're just joining now, please don't keep quiet. Say hi and tell us what kind of love have you experienced in your life, or have you shown to others? Yes. And then there's that the Eros love, the one spouses, basically, which is also a good kind of love when it's applied in its context, because it was also designed by God. Yeah, so we can't, unless it's not for people who are in the marriage context, it is good one. Yeah. So this particular season, which kind of love are you experiencing, or have you experienced before? And what would make you say that you feel loved? Or if you don't feel loved, what would make someone around you feel that they are loved by you, of course? Yeah. Yeah. I also want to read another thing. I also got some kind of call it insight, but it's a nice book. If you want to read it with me, just let me know so that I'll send you the details of the book. But it's a nice book. It was just emphasizing on the three types of love, and it says that God is the friend of all friends. A friend loves you, encourages you, forgives you, listens to you, and is there for you. God provides all of these things for me, and I can count on Him always. Yeah. It's just I was sharing earlier that the love of God is the greatest of all the love we know. It's the one on the top of the list, because His is not conditional, it's not disappointing, it's not basically it's not conditional. And for him, if he loves you, he loves you. He doesn't change his mind. He only doesn't love sin, but he loves sinners as well. Yeah, then there's also another thing I would like to share, like not the love between friends. I want to just read this one. If there was a friend who was going through a lot, and she had two friends who stood there with her or by her, to the point of when she lost her spouse, they were always there with her and encouraged her and held her hands. And then there was also another friend, but what happened, the friend ended up betraying the other friend. So even in friendships, you realize that they are good as we are relational human beings, and at times we will disappoint our friends, or at times they will disappoint us. At times they'll be there for us, by the way, when we need them the most. But at times they may not show up for us. Why? Because they could also be dealing with something that we may not know unless we find out. At times they could also be going through hard times. But at times they could also be just discouraged or disappointed with life at some point or within a particular season. But those types of friendship, the kind of love that a friend offers, if they are sincere and true friends, it is quite great. Yes. Mm. So it's also a type of love that we must treasure, so that we don't live a life of isolation, or people get into depression because I don't have someone to talk to, or I don't have a friend who truly love me, truly loves me, or can I feel safe in your space, and the things like that. But can we be those friends who can be counted on, friends who are sincere, who can show up, who can be counted on? Yeah, I think when we have gotten to that kind of level, then we have experienced that love of God. And you see the friendship between David and Jonathan. What do you think? Do we have them in our current days? Do we have such kind of friendships? If we have them, yes, they still exist, but they are very rare. So if you have one, please treasure it. And I would also say friendship has also be like it has become transactional. Like we say, like nikupe nikupe, like it's transactional. I get something from you, then you also get something from me in return. You get it? But the friendship between the two, I think it was so deep. I don't know. It was quite, you need such kind of friendship. People we can depend on. And we should also be those kind of friends who love their own very much, that they're able to sacrifice or go through anything else for them. Yes. Oh, it's good to note that. It's good to note, yeah. So I also wanted to say that um, that there's also love between, like, now the one in the family setup, or for the romantic one, and it's also quite good. It is a good one in the right context. So as I maybe yeah, yeah. So I was saying that it depends on the context. So if it shouldn't be misused, but it is also designed by God Himself So let's love one another. Let's allow space to be loved, and let's always remember to allow love to thrive and let it go hand in hand, because there are sometimes people feel they don't thrive because they don't feel loved, or there is nothing like love around them, so but they don't even have someone to hear them out, to be there to serve them or something. Yeah, but as we just enjoy the month, this month of February, as we look forward to 14, may God help us to always remember that His love is the greatest of them all, and also to not to just, as we focus on the love of God that has been shown to us through Jesus Christ, let's also spread that love that we have received to others, so that we become relational people, like the way it should be. Because if you are just to have our relationship with God alone, and then we live like we are already in heaven, that would not be right. Because the reason why God gave us people, friends and families, so that we can relate with them well, and show them love. Yeah, I've said much, but I pray that you have picked one or two for you, and I've also picked a few. I pray that you could really share your thoughts on the current days, how love is defined. Is it right, or do we still have sincere love, and treasure the love that is around us, or do we exercise all of them together, or do we ignore one and focus on the other? I think for me, I would emphasize on that today, that if you have agape love, the love of God, it's good and it's the greatest, but also remember that there is that love you need to show to people around you, so that you don't thrive in the love of God. Yeah, God loves me, Jesus loves me, He died for me, blah blah blah, which is perfect. And then you are not doing well, you are not showing that love that you've been shown to your family, you are not present, the attention that is expected of you is not provided, you are so mean, you are so unkind, you are so unreliable, or you only love your family and then you neglect God, or you only love your friends and you neglect your family. I pray that it will go hand in hand, and we can't do it alone, because many times we will fail, but by the grace of God we are able to manage and balance and to overcome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Techno, for keeping me company. I appreciate you. I thought, bye, bye for now. Please, when you see me live, kindly join again and again. But you didn't tell us if you are really loved, or if you feel loved. But I really appreciate you joining today. And any other person who joined earlier, and even those who are just joining right now, may the love of God fill your hearts, and may you spread that love that has filled your hearts to people around you. And if you haven't experienced love before, may God help you that you may experience His love. Yeah, I think yes, that's it. That's it. Yeah, so as we crave and crave for love, the truth is only the love of God satisfies, or it's only His love that satisfies. Because even if you are loved with the people around you, your family or friends or colleagues, which is perfect, but remember they're also human beings. They will fail you many times. And you will also fail them terribly many times. And so when we feel like, hey, yenyewe hapa ni ngumu ama ni pagumu, just remember that you are dealing with fellow human beings just like you, the same way you will fail them, and at times you don't even feel like loving anyone, or but just remember that it's only God's love that truly fulfills, and we can always draw from him, go back to him and just tell him how we feel, so that his love may always be enough, like overflow. And it's possible. So when you failed people, you have not loved the ones you should have, do not be hard on yourself. And when they have failed you, you should also not be hard on them. Because they will. It's not a threat, but it's a promise. They will at some point. Because at times they're not even intending to do that really, but it's because they're also human beings struggling with their own issues. And at times they may not even notice it. Funnily. It's funny, but it's the truth. So maybe focus more on the true source of love. And when our love is, our hearts are filled, it's so easy also to be kind to others and forgive them, because love is kind, love is forgiving, you know, does not hold records of what is wrong, does not boast, patient, those elements really, yeah, many times will be put to the test to exercise them if we say we truly love. Yes. Hi, Brown Computers. Good to see you. Join this live. Thank you so much. How are you doing this February, the month of love? Maybe you can tell us. It would be so good to know, by the way. But I'm so glad to see you here. Yeah. But the way, are you loved, or do you feel loved, or do people around you feel loved by you? I would be glad to know. You need to respond on this one. Ah, yes. So just to say again and to emphasize that times will be failed many times by the people who say they love us. Many times, and we will too. Not because we really plan or intend or it's a threat. I'm not scaring anyone, but I'm just saying that at times we will be disappointed or failed. But those who promised us, heaven on earth, and they said, hey, I'll always be there for you. I love you forever. Ah! Oh, but you know why they'll fail? Because they're also human beings. Just a moment. There's something going on here. Mhm. Yeah, brown computers, where did you go? You didn't respond. What happened? See you. You ran away with the ones with the response. That's interesting though. Very, very interesting. And by this, sometimes we tend to love people based on our preference. You just say, hey, there's that relative of mine I don't like, for instance. So there's that person, if I see them, I just feel, I mean, how? It's quite strange, but it's also true that it happens sometimes. Maybe if they have not been kind to you before, or they have not been nice to you before, or sometimes people just say eti damu yangu imekata, damu haingiani. Sincerely speaking, we are all of God. We are created by God, and God is love. And if we have experienced His love, we will still try and love everyone. And even loving our enemies, I think that's the hardest part for me. Someone who has hurt you, someone who has been so mean and so kind to you, then you have to love them. It's easier when the people are nice. When someone is so nice to you, they are so lovable. But when they are not, then you are told you should love them. Ah, may God help us and give us more grace to do so. But I'm still waiting for Brown Computers to respond. He just disappeared with the response. But anyway, thank you everyone who is joining just right now, and everyone who joined earlier, and to everyone who has been joining my lives before. Just know that I really, really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. So please continue to support my channel so that it can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow to touch many souls all over the world. There's someone maybe who just needed this one for today. But if they come across the channel, they are able to listen to this live or to watch it. They just get something for themselves, something to encourage them and to just put a smile on their face. So if you find it helpful, if you find this live helpful, please always do well to just tap the screen twice so that you like it. You can as well share with your loved ones, a friend, a family, a colleague, so that they can also hear something. And you can also subscribe. Usiende tu hivyo. After you've watched, you can like if the video has blessed you or if it has helped you. It is not by force. If you benefited from it and you'd want to do again, then that's my prayer. You just screen twice to like it, and then you go and subscribe on my channel. And you can keep doing that by always coming back again and again to watch, to like, to read, and to share with the people you know. Yeah, but thank you so much. Your support has been amazing. Let's do it better this year. Yeah, so that it can grow more and more. And you can also be challenging me, asking me what would you like to know about me, or would you like me to improve on, so that we keep growing towards the right direction. Towards the right direction. But I'm so delighted to have been here, and all of you who joined and commented those kind words. Those beautiful words, they mean a lot to the soul. Yeah, and for those who just joined and said hi, for anyone else who joined and just watched and left, you are all appreciated. And thank you. Keep joining. If you see me go live, hurry up and join, because you should. You should. Yeah, but for Techno, who chatted, for Brown Computers, for Abigail, the list is long. But let me just say thank you for being part of this one. Yeah. So if you are joining right now, are you feeling loved? Do you feel loved? What does love mean for you? And how often do you show love to people around you? So love your families, your friends, people around you, and love God. Because you have to love Him because He first loved us. And He loved us when we were terrible sinners, when we were sinners. I think that's what really it rebukes me many times. Because at times you can have your standard of how you want to be loved, and when people fail, you begin to judge them. But it always takes me back to a point of searching my soul really. If He loved me when I was still a sinner, and when I was so wretched, and maybe I didn't deserve, actually I didn't, but He still loved me. So we love Him because He first loved us, and because He's loved us, He's filled our hearts with so much love that even if we share it to a thousands or a hundreds or a millions, we can never run dry. We can never be drained. It's sufficient. It's too much. It's overflowing. But it can only overflow when our relationship with Him is always in check. Yes, we have received His salvation by grace, but keeping our relationship with Him is not a one time thing. It's something we do consistently. And we consistently check our hearts because we are sinful by nature. So when you feel like you begin to say, hey, that person don't deserve to be loved, tabia zake hapana. You see, tabia zake do, huyo hapendeki, huyo. Remember, you yourself, were you ulikuwa unapendeka kweli? And when you've reminded yourself of that many times, not just once, let me just confess, many times, it will always help us to be nice to others, to be kind to others, you know, to love and love and love and still love. And like, His love never fails. It never gives up. It never runs out on us. So if He always fills us with His own love, it's easier when we rely on Him. Because our own standards, we can set very high standards, but we can at the same time fail. You know, I have my own standards. But if I set them and they fail, I feel disappointed. But I also fail many times. What? Yeah, may God help me and you. We spread love and even to people we don't know. To people we don't know, and at times if you meet someone randomly and you feel this one don't deserve. And many times you feel so. Let's spread love even for those people who may not be in romantic relationship. Maybe they're not married. They're, they don't have someone maybe to show up and give them a flower or just to wish them happy Valentine's or something. There's always something we can still do for them to make them feel loved, that God still loves them. And even to those who have committed those sins that are so obvious, or so the sins that are in public, the times you feel, hey, this one has hurt me so bad, I should never ever love them, we should still do so. You remember there was a time someone someone robbed me in a very bad way. It was crazy. Today I can laugh and or smile or laugh about it. But that particular time, I was feeling so bad. And I was just, how did you have to do this to me? I was helpless. There's nothing I could do. I couldn't really do much on my own. Physically, I couldn't. It was at night. My heart still feels, at times I still feel like, that you ile point unajiuliza, ai, huyu si yani, huyu pia Mungu atamsamehe, because they've hurt you so bad and you just wish them, all the bad things in this life happen to them. But that's not the case of the love that we are taught and told, the love of Christ. So may God help us to show love, spread love, extend love. Yeah, but we'll always go back to the source. That is where we draw. Because if we do it on our own as humans, we will fail. And as we draw from the source, let's also remember the responsibility that God has given us, even to people around us, so that as we focus on Him to build our relationship with Him, our love for Him, and even as He fills our heart with love and true satisfaction, let's also remember that there are people who are around us who needs to experience that kind of love that we have experienced, so that we don't live a life that is not balanced. Usikuwa unapenda Mungu sana, your people are crying, not because they are against your faith, but because you are neglecting them. You are not giving them the attention they require, or you are not being kind or nice to them. That would be a fail. And at the same time, you should not allow your friends too much that you want to replace them with the place of God. That would also be another fail. So as we love Christ, as we pour our hearts to Him, as we seek Him every day and even grow deeper in our relationship and knowledge of Him, let's also spread that love to people around us. Family, let them not asilalamike sana, huyu naye alienda na kanisa. That would be a very big problem. And even just making the name of God not being honored, because if you love, you dearly and truly love Him, then that love should overflow to the rest around you. And you should also love, as you love your friends, your family, also God. Yeah, but above all, should not worship relationship, or especially in a context of the romantic love, so that they become your everything. But if they let God be your everything, then they as much as you treasure and adore and treasure them and adore them, but let them not surpass the place of God. Let your relationship or love relationship with your loved ones, let it not take the place of God, the true source. Yeah. My internet is misbehaving today, but I'm grateful that I'm still here, and I appreciate itakuwa sawa. Yeah. Joining right now, thank you so much. I'm just ending this live in a short while. I appreciate you. Today was just sharing about asking if you feel loved, or if you've made people around you feel loved, and how do you really understand love. And yeah, but I just say that the greatest love that you've ever experienced, that ever exists, is the love of God through Christ, pouring Himself and offering Himself as a sacrifice for us. Then there's a love between, like, relationship, like family, siblings, parents. And then there's also that one between romantic love, kind of love, but the married, those who are dating. And just to appreciate that it's God who designed love. He is the creator of love. So as we love, let's remember Him first, and even as we love Him, and also remember that He is the source of all kind of love. Let's life, so that people around us don't feel loved, because we are always, serving God and we love God and reading His word, but that thing that we are reading is not reflected in our lives, how we show the people around us. Let's be kind and nice to people around us. Let's show them love by giving the attention they need, all that they expect of us as fellow human beings that relate with us. Even a random person you meet on the road, be nice to them, show them love in the least way you can. Yeah, so I'm ending this live at this point, and I would say thank you once again for your support. Always like my videos. If you see a live or a post or a short video or a long video, please do well to like, do well to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and always create time to support me. Thank you so much. Till next time. Bye bye.